Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about Luto, a first-person psychological horror game from Broken Bird Games. And let me just say right away, this one isn't your typical horror release. Luto doesn't rely on cheap jump scares or monster chasing you around. Instead, it's about dread, grief, and the way your own home can become a nightmare when your mind's at war with itself. After finishing it, I can honestly say this is one of those games that sticks with you, not because of what you saw, but because of what you felt. So let's break it down. On the surface, Luto is a walking simulator style horror experience, but it's doing a lot more than that. You start out in what looks like an ordinary house, familiar rooms, family photos, normal lighting, but as you explore, the environment starts twisting in small but unnerving ways. A hallway is longer than it should be, a door leads back to where you just were, objects appear where they weren't before. You're constantly second guessing your memory, which is the point, because the game is essentially about dealing with depression, trauma, and the cycle of mourning. Gameplay here is simple. You're not fighting enemies, you're not shooting zombies, you're not running from something with a knife. Instead, the tension comes from the exploration and the puzzle solving. Notes, sketch, locked doors, and even phone numbers become key to progression. It's less about surviving in the traditional sense and more about piecing together a fragmented story. Some of these puzzles are clever and add to the immersion, but I'll be honest, a few of them can feel a bit too drawn out, slowing the pacing. One of the strongest aspects of Luto is its atmosphere. If you've played PT or Visage, you'll immediately see the inspiration, but Luto leans more into emotional horror rather than just shock value. The house itself is alive in a way. You'll walk through the same corridor 10 times, but each time it feels a little different, like reality is bending just slightly. Sometimes the changes are obvious, like a new object appearing, but other times it's subtle, and that's what makes it so unnerving. Did that picture move? Was that hallway always this narrow? Did that not always say that? It's psychological trickery at its finest, and it keeps you paranoid from start to finish. The story is where Luto really separates itself from the pack. Instead of giving you a clear, straightforward narrative, it fragments the experience into pieces of grief, trauma, and loss. You're not just exploring a haunted house, you're exploring the haunted mind of the main character. Themes of depression, fear of the future, and the weight of memories are everywhere, sometimes shown directly through dialogue, and other times hidden in environmental storytelling. Performance and presentation are both strong, though not perfect. Visually, the game looks fantastic. Lighting is a big part of the experience, and the developers nailed it. Shadows creep just enough to make you doubt what's in the room, and simple tricks like flickering bulb or silver of moonlight through a window do so much to build tension. The sound design is equally important. Every creak of the floor, every distant knock, every whisper in the dark, it all adds up to an atmosphere that demands headphones. That's my take, but I want to hear from you guys. Do you prefer horror games that rely on atmosphere and emotion, or do you lean more towards the classic jump scare thrillers? Let me know down in the comments. And if you found this review helpful, a like really does help out. And of course, consider subscribing for more reviews and breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.